Artificial intelligence is a word that you can hear a lot in the media. If you're studying computer science, it is almost impossible to avoid discussions on this topic. But even for people that are from a different field, they're generally intrigued by this idea. Despite all this interest, you may have noticed that the term AI means different things to different people. For some, AI is about artificial life forms that can surpass human intelligence, and it might even signal the end of human civilization as we know it. The portrayal of artificial intelligence in movies and the general media have a lot to do with this image of AI. But for many other people, AI does not necessarily need to be in a physical robot form. There exists intelligent software that can look at, for example, it can look at current trends in the stock market and predict outcomes and generate revenue for their owners. These kind of software, they continuously learn and update themselves according to the market requirements. Surely these kind of software are intelligent. To understand what artificial intelligence is, we must first understand what intelligence is. How would you define intelligence? Can a program such as we just described be considered intelligent? What about a calculator? Is a calculator intelligent? Pause a bit and think about these questions before moving forward. It is not easy to completely define human level intelligence because it brings forth philosophical matters like the questions of consciousness. However, after thousands of years of studying ourselves, we do know certain qualities an intelligent entity must have. Intelligence seems to be multidimensional for a start. An entity can be intelligent in some ways, but not so intelligent in other ways. A calculator seems to be intelligent in a certain sense. It can apply logic, it can do math, but it does not have the ability to learn new things on its own though. On the other hand, an organism like an ant might be able to learn patterns, but it may not be able to do math, for example. And then the software that we described a little while back, it may be able to learn new patterns even faster than a human and even make better decisions than a stockbroker, but it still might not be able to do other things like drive a car, for example. Human intelligence is fascinating. We can specialize at a particular task and do this task really well, but it doesn't mean that we're limited to this task. We can do an incredible number of other tasks as well. We can learn with experience and modify our behaviors accordingly. We can combine unrelated ideas in an abstract way and apply them to some other unrelated idea. The field of artificial intelligence is an attempt to mimic these cognitive abilities. Most branches of AI try to solve a particular problem so that our work is made more convenient or faster. Some branches are trying to mimic the human mind, although admittedly, we are nowhere really near achieving this goal of getting close to human level intelligence, at least in the near future. Recently, because of the vast amounts of data that have been generated because of the internet and unprecedented growth and availability of computing power, AI systems have been able to conquer many tasks that were once only considered to be doable by humans. They have already become a part of our lives, where we interact with software robots on a daily basis. And the more it gets involved in people's lives, the more research and funding gets channeled into this field. Out of many applications of AI across multiple domains, we will highlight 3 here. Self-driving cars require a combination of AI techniques of many kinds. The vehicle needs to identify people, obstacles, and other cars and take decisions in very uncertain conditions while coping with a complex and dynamic environment that's changing all the time. Each of these systems must work with almost flawless precision in order to avoid accidents that are potentially life-threatening. Another application of AI would be recommendation systems. A lot of the information that we encounter in the course of a typical day is very personalized for you. For example, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and other social media content, online advertisements, music recommendations on Spotify, movie recommendations on Netflix, HBO, and other streaming services feature a customized page that is populated with content that the software thinks that you will like. This is an example of an AI system that is trying to figure out your personality and what you think and what you like and your interests. One more application that's very useful would be facial recognition. It is already a commodity used in many customer, business, and government applications, such as organizing your photos according to people, recognize pedestrians and obstacles around an autonomous car, or to identify defective products in a factory, or even seemingly unrelated tasks like recognizing cells that are cancerous. Since all these applications relate to mostly identifying objects using sight, they use similar techniques. This is a subfield of AI called computer vision. AI techniques have accomplished many tasks that are once thought to be impossible to be done by machines. But how did we get here? How have all these techniques been developed? We'll talk more about this in the next chapter.